Elizabeth is with us in Canada. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, I am thankful to God for his blessings.
Amen.
All
Me
right.
too. What's up?
Same.
So my husband's 29, I'm 34. We're expecting our first baby in July. We don't have any debt except for our 30-year mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 280,000 left on that.
Mm-hmm.
We've only owned it for a little over a year. We have $30,000 in our emergency fund, and we have about $43,000 just sitting in our savings that we've saved up and kept there. And we're kind of a little bit divided on what to do with that. So my husband looks at the numbers and he wants to put it in investments for retirement. And I hate having the house debt. And I know that it's not a huge chunk in relation to what we owe on the house, but I know that it would help pay down the principal. And I hate owing on the house. I don't like the debt, and we don't have any other debt. So it's like, it's the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But numbers-wise, he's thinking it won't get us ahead as fast as investing will when you're looking 30 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with that $43,000 chunk, should we pay down the principal on our mortgage or invest now or split it somehow? Or I could just say screw it and get a brand new Toyota Tacoma. That would be like my dream.
Well, that's a possibility. Okay.
Sweet. I mean, if you're on board.
There you go. I mean, if you have a purchase that you need to make, other than a screw it purchase, but I mean a legitimate purchase that you want to make, then that might be a play. But basically, what we teach is what we call the baby steps, and it sounds like you're aware of them. Baby step 1 is and 2 is to be debt free, everything but the house. 3 is an emergency fund. You've done that. Beyond that, you have this 43,000, which we would apply to beginning your baby steps 4, 5, and 6 simultaneously. 4 is putting 15% of your household income into retirement. Are you doing that?
Well, okay, so yes and no. So not 15, but so the cool thing is actually at my husband's job, he makes about 90,000 a year, and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, so I was working, but I'm not. So let's just say we make about household 90,000. So at the end of each year, his company gives him 12% of his annual income above what he made, and we use that solely for investing. So it's not, he just started there. He's only been there for a little over a year, so we've only received one.
And that's that's a
paycheck of
lump
that.
sum bonus?
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
so I think it's intended for investing, and that's what we use it for. It just goes right. So we've only been investing for a very short time
Yeah.
because
Okay. So what I would do is change your system then. You do not have a $90,000 income. You have a $102,000 income,
Okay.
counting bonuses.
Yeah.
Okay, give or take, 101, but somewhere right in there. And so I would be putting $15,000 a year of your money systematically, monthly, into retirement savings. Okay, and that's a budgeting change for you. That's
Mm-hmm.
not, that really doesn't address the 43,000, but I would start that immediately. I would not do what you're doing because you might not get the bonus one year, and you need to be in the habit of steadily investing 15% of your income. And
Okay.
so that's the direction I would go. Now then the next step is, do you have children?
One on the way in July.
Okay. Then we might use some of that 43,000 to set aside for kids' college, baby step 5. And anything
Yeah.
that's left beyond that, I would put it on the house. And I am also doing math, and part of the math I'm doing is data that says that the typical millionaire that we studied in the largest study of millionaires ever done in North America shows that the typical millionaire has paid off home and substantial money in retirement. And what I just laid out for you will get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Substantial money in retirement, 15%, $15,000 a year going into retirement. And then beyond that, you're putting the money toward every dollar above that towards getting the home paid off. And the typical person listening to this show doing our steps pays off their home in 7 to 8 years. The typical millionaire pays off their home in about 10 years. But people following this stuff tend to be a little bit more intentional, a little bit more intense, and move in that direction. So somewhere in that 7 to 10 range, house is paid for, but it won't be if you keep screwing around and putting the 43,000 in investments because, quote unquote, I did some math, which by the way was wrong.